For the longest time, I believed I was doing my job as a daughter. Each morning, I served my parents the same breakfast they had known for years: white bread, a glass of condensed milk, maybe a bowl of plain sweet porridge. It was quick. It was familiar, and somehow that felt like enough. But slowly, I began to notice things. My mother would pause longer after eating. Her eyes looked tired. My father would say he was already exhausted by mid-morning, before the day had even begun. They never said it out loud, but I saw it in the way they moved, in the way they smiled less after breakfast. And one day, it finally sank in. The problem wasn't just aging. It was that their breakfast, the way I had always done it, no longer matched their bodies, their rhythms, or their needs. What used to comfort now drained them. What used to nourish now left them empty. That's when I realized, caring for them isn't about repeating the past. It's about paying attention, about evolving just as their bodies do, and about loving them not just in words, but in the softness of a bowl, the warmth of a spoon, the quiet presence of being there. This video is for anyone who feels the same way I did, lost in the rhythm of care, trying to do it right, wanting to do it better. Let's begin again, not with guilt, but with gentleness. One morning, one meal. One act of love at a time. For years, my mom started her mornings the same way: white toast, a little condensed milk, maybe some fruit jam. It was her comfort. Something sweet, easy, familiar. I never questioned it. Why would I? She looked happy. But over time, I began to notice things I hadn't seen before. About half an hour after breakfast, she'd get quiet. Sometimes she'd rub her temples. Other days, she looked lost in thought. And occasionally she'd say, "I don't feel quite right this morning," and return to the sofa, tired before the day even began. That's when I learned something important. It's not that toast is bad. It's too fast. White bread digests quickly. The blood sugar spike is sharp, and the crash that follows, even sharper. And sweet spreads, especially condensed milk, give a rush that feels good for 5 minutes, then disappears, leaving the body emptier than before. I realized Mom didn't need quick. She needed steady. She needed something kind. Now I give her oatmeal, warm and soft. I add some fruit. Or I toast whole grain bread and mash avocado gently across the top. Does she miss the sweet flavor sometimes? Yes, but you know what she does miss? The fatigue, the crash, the quiet sinking. Now her mornings flow more gently, like her. My dad has always been a morning coffee man. Even now, past 70, it's the same ritual. He walks to the table, sits down, and says, "Let me have my coffee first. I'll eat after." So he takes slow sips of that dark, strong brew on an empty stomach. And for a few moments, he does feel awake. Sharper, a little more like his younger self. But then I watch it fade. His hands start to tremble, his shoulders tense. He gets quieter. By mid-morning, he's worn out, before the day has even begun. At first, I thought it was just his age. But then I started reading. Caffeine on an empty stomach overstimulates. It pushes too hard, raises stomach acid, stirs the nerves, and floods the body with cortisol. Not energy, just tension. So now I do something simple. Before he even reaches for the kettle, I offer him a bowl of warm porridge. Sometimes a banana. I don't say much, just smile. And he eats it slowly, quietly. Then he has his coffee. And the difference? No more nausea, no more shaking, just peace. A quiet kind of strength. The kind that lasts till noon and carries both of us through the morning. There was a time I thought I was doing the right thing. Every morning, I made a simple bowl of plain rice porridge for my parents. It was gentle, easy to digest. It's safe, I told myself. At least it won't upset their stomachs. And for a while, that felt true. But then I began to notice something I couldn't ignore. After breakfast, my parents sat longer. Their voices softened. Their footsteps slowed. They weren't in pain, but they were okay either. It hit me one quiet morning. That bowl I thought was nourishing was mostly just water and starch. No protein, no fiber, no strength. It filled their stomachs but left their bodies empty. And in older age, an empty meal doesn't just mean hunger. It means fatigue, confusion, a slow fading that feels small but steals so much over time. Now I still make porridge, but it looks different. It carries more than just rice. I stir in boiled egg, a spoonful of tofu, soft greens, sometimes mashed beans, sometimes a drizzle of sesame oil. And when I serve it now, I know this isn't just easy to eat. This is fuel. This is care. This is how I say, I see you. I want you strong. Let's begin the day with something that holds you, not just fills you. Let's give Dad something filling today. He needs energy, I thought one morning. So I gave him a warm plate of sticky rice with peanuts. It was soft, tasty, comforting. But by late morning, Dad looked uncomfortable. He kept burping. He felt bloated. And when I asked how he was doing, he just said, "My stomach's not happy today." That's when I remembered. Sticky rice is hard to digest, especially in the morning and especially for aging stomachs that work slower. When paired with oil, peanuts, or fried toppings, it gets even heavier. Seniors need energy, yes, but from foods that are easy to process, not ones that sit in their stomach like bricks. Now I save sticky rice for special occasions. And on regular mornings, I choose something gentle, like mashed sweet potato or soft whole grains, because feeling full shouldn't come at the cost of feeling heavy. I used to think that breakfast was just about filling the stomach. Now I know it's about so much more. It's about protecting aging bodies, about steady energy, about kindness. These 5 foods we talked about, they're not forbidden, but they need to be chosen with care, adjusted for a body that moves slower, feels deeper, and needs gentler fuel. Every morning when I place a bowl in front of my parents, it's not just food. It's a quiet promise. I'm here. I care. Let's make today easier for you. So if you're caring for your mom, your dad, or someone you love, start small. 1 thoughtful breakfast, 1 less sugary toast, 1 more warm soup. That's how we care. That's how we love. And often, that's how healing begins. Maybe you're watching this while standing in your kitchen, wondering what to cook next. Or maybe you've just finished breakfast with your parents and something didn't feel right. If that's you, I want you to know. You're not alone. Caring for aging parents isn't a checklist. It's not about being perfect. It's about noticing, adjusting. It's about saying, I see you, through the smallest acts like cutting fruit, or warming soup, or swapping white bread for oats. And even on the hard days, the tired ones, the rushed ones, your effort still matters. It reaches them. It comforts them. And slowly, it changes everything. So today, if you've made 1 kind choice, 1 mindful meal, thank you. You are making a difference.